Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. Now we're going to study and we're going to learn about the test of independence, a new topic which has been added into this particular chi-square distribution. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that let me quickly take out a color from here and okay, let me choose out a color from this particular. This time let's take out this one. Okay, right here. So name for my topic is test of, and here goes the independence. Okay, test of independence. Okay, right here. Now we'll be learning about this. We'll be seeing what it is, what's the formula, and all the things, right? So I will just let me come down for a while. Get out some space, right? Here, let's start writing out the things here. Okay. So here it goes that the independence test of independence involves using a contingency table. That's right. That's like this, right? Okay. So test of independence involves using a contingency table, right? Of observed in the bracket we have of observed data, and here goes the values. Right. So yeah, this is the test of independence. That the test of independence involve using a contingency table of observed data, and that is the values which we have. Right. Now next we have that you first saw a contingency table, contingency table. Okay, this we have like studied a little bit, not that much in detail when we have studied about the previous topic. So there we have studied about this particular table a little bit, not that too much. Okay, so yeah, we had seen about this. So what's here that we are having the test statistic. Test the test statistic for a test of independence for a test of independence. So test statistic for a test of independence is similar is is similar to that of a goodness is similar to that of a goodness of fit test. Right, this is what here is the task basically. The test statistic for a test of independence is similar to that of a goodness of fit test. Right, now what's the formula that we are having here and that we actually follow out? So I just put on the sigma here, sigma it lies, and downside I'll be having I dot, and here goes the j. Okay, I dot j we are having onto the downside. Okay, next after that, here above again we are having o minus e whole square divided by e. Again we are having out the same thing only. Right, now what are these relevant notations which I had put on? So where O is equal to, what's the value for the O? So O is basically the observed values. Okay, O is basically the observed values. What about E? So E is basically the expected values. Okay, what's the small I? So the small I is the number. So it's the number of rows in the table. Okay, so what is I? I is the number of rows in the table. And what about J? What are we having here? J. So J is the number of columns in the table. Right. So basically here O is the observed values, E is the expected values. What's the value for I? So I is particularly referred to as the number of rows in that table. What are the number of rows we are having in the table? That's completely refers to the I. What about the J? So J refers to the number of columns in that table. So what are the number of columns we are having in the table? It refers to that. Right, now let me quickly come down, and I have some other points to add onto this particular place as well. So there are I dot j there are I dot j terms of the form that is O minus E whole square divided by E. So basically in the previous one as well, we had studied about the good fit. So there we had seen that there were n terms for this particular form. Right now when we are into this particular topic, here we are seeing that there are I multiplied j terms of this particular form, that's O minus E whole square divided by E, right? Now let's come down here, and right here now I have some other points to add at this particular place as well. So basically a test of independence, INDE, yeah, it goes like this. Okay, so a test of independence determines whether whether two factors are independent or not, right? So basically a test of independence defines that whether two factors are independent or not, right? This is uh, what kind of result we get from a test of independence, right? Okay, it completely defines out that it even determines that whether these two factors which we are having that are independent or not, right? Next we are having some more terms, some things here to notice out as well. So I will just write that you first encountered you first encountered the term independence DENCS. Right, so for this particular independence term, we had already studied this thing as well before. We had deal with this particular things we had seen regarding the independence in some of our previous starting videos, but I would just not go into that. When we will be taking out some examples, and I would go. Okay. So basically a test of independence determines that whether two factors are independent or not. Okay. So it basically determines out that whether the two factors are independent or not. It basically lets us know that the two factors which you have taken that are independent or not. Now I have a note to put up here onto this particular place. Let me put on some note as well here. So note goes that the expected value for each cell the expected value for each cell needs to be at least 5 in order to use that okay, not to use that, you use order to use this test, right? Now, what it is said here, it is said that the expected value that we had already find out, that was denoted by the alphabet, that's E, right? So the expected value for each cell needs to be at least 5 in order to use out this particular test. So we should have at least 5 value in order to use out this particular test that we are studying. So you could say that it is one of the like a range, or you could say it's one of the minimum value that needs to be satisfied for using out this particular test that we're studying. Let me go above and give you a Would let me just quickly first of all take on the cursor, then I would let you know regarding some things right here again. So here we are having that the test of independence. So yeah, we have this condition that for this particular test of independence, we shall have the value, we at least we should have a value which is 5. Okay, then only we will be able to use out this particular test of independence test. So you could say it's a like range or anything. Can you mention that out, right? So hope you got out this idea as well regarding this particular thing. The formula which we go ahead is sigma I dot j. In the bracket we have O minus E whole square divided by E. Right, so hope I am very much clear with this. Next topic, the new topic as well, which is test of independence. And now we'll be seeing up some new topics in the further videos. So this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and take care.